Oh no.
During my race across London, this moment and others like it caused a lot of comments. The race wasn't accurate, it's only realistic for a tourist. Tom's blunder was so bad, I refuse to believe any Londoner would make that mistake. No way it wasn't scripted. And I'm a bit surprised that there were so many comments like this, because everyone seems to be missing the same crucial element here. Yeah, there's a lot that had to be cut out of this video for time's sake, and spoiler warning, we will be showing some unreleased Easter eggs, more of the post-race debrief at the pub, and one small thing that only a handful of people noticed that would have definitely completely changed the outcome of the race. So if you haven't seen the full Race Across London video yet, go do that now. I'll link it above. It's pretty much the best video I've ever uploaded, so don't ruin it for yourself. My name is Evan Edinger, and let's start off with Tom's big mistake that people seem to kick up quite a fuss with.
I thought I was going to be so clever. I'm like, right, I'm going to take the District line the wrong way, 2 stops, go to Ealing Broadway.
Oh, yes!
And get the Elizabeth line. And I go in, and there's a train on the platform, and I get in, and it's the Piccadilly line.
At Ealing Broadway?
What? No, Piccadilly line doesn't go to Ealing Broadway, does it?
Oh, you were on the wrong train out of them.
But I'm like, okay, this is fine. Ealing Common is the next station. It's not far away. I will just have to abandon plan A and just take the Piccadilly line or District line back. Unaware that I could have changed at Ealing Common. Plan A was still on. I could have done that. I could have just swapped over, gone on the correct line. Just panicked, changed, and just like, I'm just on the District line. I didn't even take
so you took the slow District line?
I didn't even take the Piccadilly line because I looked at what trains were there, and there's only a District line, and it's right in the station, and it's just there. I'm like, I just need to go east.
So we both started by going the wrong way by accident.
Given the general incompetence of at least 2 of the contestants, it's hardly a real test of the fastest way across London. Well, this is the comment I've seen a lot. It's not real, no Londoner would make these mistakes, and so on. The thing everyone seems to be forgetting is this was literally my old commute. This was a journey I would take multiple times a week, and when I found out that Tom had gotten the wrong train at Acton Town, I felt so seen, because that exact scenario had happened to me more than once.
I do just want to say, as someone who had to do this commute regularly, as my job was here and that's where I lived, I have done that mistake so many times where I get to Acton Town, I hear beep, 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 I go, I jump on the train and I'm like, this is a District line. No!
When you're waking up early for work and you're running late during peak time, when you rush down the stairs to the platform only to hear the train beeping, oh, the doors are closing soon, it is very natural to just jump on the train first and think later. And this happened to me so many times at Acton Town, my old home station, as well as many stations that share the Circle line. A lot of times I don't even realize I've gotten on the wrong train until way too late, because the adrenaline of feeling like I successfully just caught the train in the nick of time is a very powerful thing. The slower, more local District line and the faster Piccadilly line share the same train platform, so it's honestly a very easy mistake to make. I've had the slow regret of watching all the Piccadilly line trains pass me by when I got on the wrong train.
And there's another Piccadilly line train.
And I've also had the same situation of getting out of Aldgate East Station really tired because I'm just like, oh my God, I just need to make sure I get to work. I should have slept left. Oh no, what the hell? I got out the wrong way. And judging from this comment and more like it, turns out this is a very common thing that happens to Londoners.
You know how Aldgate East has 2 exits?
One that points towards here and one that points the opposite direction.
Yeah. One that points towards Commercial Road.
Yes.
Are we on Commercial Street?
Yes.
Oh, you run off and you end up in Limehouse going, wait, no, this isn't Spitalfield.
Mistake number 2.
Mistake number 3, technically.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Number 4 was... Yeah, not only did I surface from the wrong end of the tube station, I then turned the wrong way briefly. I had to cross the road twice because I'm so turned around, because I'm like, I'm sure where I am.
Right.
And I'm wrong.
I think maybe it would help if you better understood more about the original idea that I had for this video. It wasn't just, what's the fastest way across London? It was, what is the fastest way across London as a commute? Specifically, for my old commute.
Evan, why this start and end point? They seem kind of arbitrary. Why pick those?
I lived for 4 years on that street in Chiswick, and I also worked here, one building over in Spitalfields.
I was wondering why this. It's a nice pub.
This is your actual commute.
This was my actual commute, but the amount of times that I'd be late because I'd wake up late and go, oh, would I be faster taking an Uber?
And on Google Maps,
and you've looked at it on the maps, and it says it's the same.
And it looks like, according to Google Maps, it's an hour, and an hour. It's pretty much, very much the same. So I thought, maybe that's a lie. Maybe there's some tricks. Maybe cycling is faster. Maybe driving would be faster.
The amount of times I would be legging it, like just to get to Acton Town Station, stressed because I was late to work, and constantly running the different simulations in my mind of how I could possibly curb some time. Well, what if I got a bike? Would that be faster? You know, there were so many different scenarios, and I just am happy I get to play it out in real time for a fun video. So I think if anything, everything Tom did during the race made it feel so much more realistic to me, because those are the types of things that can happen on a journey, even if it's a journey you take very often. And muscle memory is a crazy thing as well. But a lot of comments wanted to know which method was actually the best deal in the end. You know, there are a few pros and cons and trade-offs to this, but what were the costs? Well, you might think that cycling was free, but it is an e-bike, which did help me maintain a consistent speed of 25 kilometers an hour through hills and all, though more on that later. And I've calculated the cost of charging my battery for the 18 kilometers that I cycled for the race, and it works out to less than 3 pence. For Americans, I think that's like 4 Vances. I'm not factoring in the cost of the e-bike or the car for that matter, but I did outline in my big London cycling video linked above that a top-of-the-line e-bike costs less to purchase than a year's journeys on the tube. So that cost quickly evens out. But 3p over 18 kilometers of this journey works out to 1/6 of a penny per kilometer. Not bad. For the car journey, I'm not adding the cost of renting the car here, or wear and tear. Matt used about a liter of gas, which cost about £1.35 in petrol. Enjoy the whiplash between the British and Americanisms there. But Matt also had to pay £13 for parking, bringing his total up to £14.35. And if this were his own personal vehicle and not a rental, Matt would have also had to pay the congestion charge of driving into more central London, which at the time of filming cost an additional £15. It's actually more now, bringing his total up to £29.35. There would also be an additional ULEZ charge of £12.50 on top if his car was made before 2006, but we'll ignore that for now. So his one journey totaled just under £30, or about $40. That is way too much for a daily commute in my opinion, and that doesn't include gas costs the other way. But £29.35 for 18 kilometers works out to about £1.63 per kilometer driven. I mean, it's quite a lot more than 1/6 of a pence. For Tom's journey, at 1 p.m., when we raced, it would have been £3.30 each way, or £3.90 at peak time. Had we invited Jeff Marshall to take the bus, it would have been much slower, but hey, it would have only cost £1.75. But Tom's journey works out to about 21.7p per kilometer traveled. So you can really see why car ownership in London is so low. It's just more expensive and a lot less time efficient. The joy of London is there are so many options here, and depending on your situation, you can really choose whatever form of transport is best for you. Unless you thought this was Transport for London funded content, which is just a really funny comment I got. I was like, oh yeah, Big Train sponsoring Evan's channel. That's it, lads, we made it. Big Train. And here's where we get into spoiler territory. So hey, you have been warned. You are cruel, sir, not to show us Tom's celebration. True, it didn't fit into the video, the edit, so, well, here you go.
Okay, nearly there. There's the pub. There's the 10 bells. I can see the pub. I can see the pub. I need to cross the road. Okay, the 10 bells. Here we go. So many unforced errors. So many mistakes. Did I still get here first?
You look around, Tom.
I don't see Evan. Is he hiding? Is he hiding? If he's hiding behind this post, I swear. Upstairs?
No.
No? He's not here. Don't break my heart now. Tell me. Tell me I'm the first here.
You're first here.
Yes! Oh, that settles it 100%. Because I messed up twice. 3 times if you count going the wrong way out the tube station.
Tom, I'm really sorry. Matt's already here.
There's no way Matt's already here. Don't believe that for a second.
I love how you've left Cambria behind.
Oh yeah.
Our producer. Lovely. There's loads in it. Evan's down here. He's about half a mile away. He's at Aldgate Station.
I'm gonna just, can I just get a big glass of tap water, please? Thank you.
Right, okay, we've got an Evan approaching. Can you hide somewhere so he can find you? Oh, look at that.
Yeah. I'll be back here.
Thank you. Hello, we've got Evan. Evan's about to arrive. Yep.
I was so sure I'd lost that. I really did think it was going to be a lot closer. I could have walked. I mean, it is cruel to hide for him. I'd have been gutted after that run if he'd been round the corner. Oh, here he is.
Oh my God, you did it.
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
You are somewhat obviously sweaty.
So I stayed on the Cycleway 3 for most the entire thing. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. It's so nice. I just came left here, no? Kept going. Finally, I needed to take a left turn. My map started freaking out, thinking I was in the Thames, and was like, swim this way.
Oh, because GPS is bad when you get to the city of London.
Yes, as soon as I got to the city, my GPS started freaking out. I felt like I knew.
Too many towers, too many reflections.
And I'm thinking, I've got this in the bag, and I have 4 minutes, it says. And I literally am thinking, I feel bad. I invited these two guys to do a video with me, and I'm just gonna like smoke them in my e-bike.
I was gutted in the first few minutes because I knew, that's it, I'm done.
So I'm cycling. I'm actually starting to be a little cocky, actually. I'm doing little swerves like this, and I'm like, I think I'll give them a little head start, do one of these. I then wait for another red light. I take a left, I take a right, I take a right. Tom is in front of me. He's in the 10 bells. He's whooped my ass.
Yeah!
How long were you in there, Tom?
I was in there for somewhere between 5 or 10 minutes before you got
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Smoked me!
With all those errors, I could have walked to the tube station at the start. I could have walked from the tube station here. I could have had a gentle stroll and I would have been absolutely fine. I think I'd still have beaten you by 1 or 2 minutes.
But the difference here is you had a lovely view the entire time.
I got to see every single tourist hotspot, just joyously in the sun.
I did get a lot of people wondering why it looks like this was filmed last summer. And the reason is because this was filmed last summer. Well, before that, it was in May, actually. Zipcar, the company Matt's rental was from, doesn't even serve London anymore. I think they went into administration or something in December. I do not have a very big team compared to similar channels that make that style of content. My editor, Kim, and assistant editor, Adam, would be dipping into this video timeline in between weekly Sunday videos that I would throw at them. And those videos can get very, very edit heavy. So for the most part, it was just any time that they had, they would kind of throw in, and Kim just kept pouring more and more time into it. And to be honest, every time that I would go into this project and look at how the edit was going and maybe provide some notes and things, I just got so incredibly overwhelmed. There was nearly 10 hours of footage for this across multiple cameras and microphones, but in the time it took to get this edited, it did allow me to go out in London and film a huge amount of the B-roll seen throughout this video of cars near the start of the race, general videos of cyclists in London, and trains literally in the same spots where Tom was like doing the race. I essentially cycled in to a train station and then filmed some stuff on the district line, got off at the stop, filmed some next stuff, just to make sure that I had some really good high quality like GVs to fill out the video and make it look really good. And you can even see my reflection in one shot if you look hard enough. And that was filmed like, I don't know, like a month or two ago. We're just kind of a ragtag group of lads that thought this would be a fun idea. And at the end, I'd say it felt like I'd bitten off way too much. And I learned a lot going forward that like, I would need to basically hire a lot more people to help things, especially for the like scheduling stuff. My brain is just really not good with organization, it turns out. And so this type of thing, nightmare fuel for me. But I did say that there was one small thing that a few people noticed that had a huge impact on the results of the race. Australians found it a little bit odd. The Dutch are seemingly laughing at me. And a couple London cyclists were very surprised that the bike's journey time wasn't under 50 minutes. I kind of was too.
I will say, bad luck-wise, every single light that I could have possibly hit in Chiswick was red. So the entirety of my first, I want to say 10 minutes, was red, red, red. And cyclists would pass me and just keep going because it was a pedestrian red. But I did wait for every single red light like a good little boy.
Of course you did.
I always do that every time I cycle. It's the only way.
For the filming of this video, I very explicitly stopped and waited for every single red light, including those where it was clearly safe to continue and including those where it would be safer for me to carry on after I'd stopped.
Red light, another red light. I'll take this red light. A lot of red lights today. Oh man, I just keep hitting red after red. Please give me the green. He's following the laws, look at him go. Another red, we got a red light. Red lights after red lights here. I don't think I've ever had this many red lights actually. Red light. Oh, we've got a red light. So many red lights. We got a long one here, long red light. Red lights though, huh? Oh, I got a red light.
Throughout the course of the race, I stopped and waited at a total of 24 red lights. Some were 20 seconds long, some were quick, only 5 seconds, and the longest two were nearly a minute and a half each.
This is a notoriously long light though.
I spent a total of 12 minutes and 37 seconds waiting at reds, which averages out to about 31 seconds per red light. Given Tom was just under 6 minutes faster than me getting to the pub, the results would have been very different had I treated just 50% of the reds as yellows, as many cyclists do. It actually makes me curious what the results would have been compared to if Tom had actually taken the Elizabeth line as he'd originally intended, because that also would have been quite close. I have actually raced and beaten friends on the Elizabeth line before when I was cycling from Ealing to near Custom House. And that's a much further distance, like 30 kilometers. So it really depends. The reason I have Dutch comments laughing about stopping at reds, by the way, is because they have a better signaling system for motor vehicles versus bicycles. Whereas in the UK, it is illegal to be on your bike as you cross an intersection with a red light. No matter how slowly you go, it is fully legal, however, to hop off your bike, walk it across, and carry on your journey because road rules for cyclists are lumped in with cars, and pedestrians have a different set of rules. Or, as Tom said so eloquently,
Fun fact, jaywalking is legal in the UK.
Seeing cyclists in London not stop to give safe passage for pedestrians, though, is always a bad look, and I wouldn't want to be lumped in with that group. You always should be stopping for pedestrians. I really didn't want this video to be mired with that whole conversation about reds and yellows and when to stop and whatnot, but I am working on a big video about cyclists, red lights, and more, which should hopefully be hitting your subscription feeds sooner than later. Also, to be fair, if we had done this race around 8 a.m., which is, peak time, train frequency would have increased, but from experience, you always end up having to wait for like 1 or 2 trains to get on as they just get so full, at least at Acton Town and in Tottenham Ale. Actually, near everywhere I've ever lived, if I'm ever traveling at peak time, there were so many times when I used to work in Oxford Street, like I literally worked right off Oxford Street, where when I got done work at 6 p.m., I would head down to Oxford Circus Station, and it would just be a group of people for like a good 25 minutes because they'd be like, sorry, Oxford Circus Station is a bit packed right now, so you just kind of got to stand around and wait to get on the train. And the thing is, so many people are coming through the Central Line and through the Victoria Line and whatnot, that it didn't really matter. It's not like they could actually let any more people on. And hey, that's just one of the slight issues with public transport when it comes to peak times, which is why sometimes, if that's annoying you, you can just switch to maybe taking an e-bike or taking a bike. It's an option available to you. Or in my case, I would just be like, I'm not just gonna wait around. I guess I'll just walk around this area, which I heard Oxford Street's gonna be getting very nice soon, so it'll be a nicer walk in 2026 than it was when I was working there in 2014. Also, as you can imagine, obviously driving during peak time, significantly worse. Kim, my lovely friend and my editor, was driving back from London the other day, and I think she said it took literally 3 hours to get from mine in East London to like Reading, which is so little time. And then the rest of the journey is quite fast because it gets so condensed with traffic. There's too many people here to have everyone having a car. It just doesn't really make sense. And despite the fact I knew that the Race Across London video would do really well, as of recording this, it's one of the best performing videos I've uploaded in a long time, so thank you very much. I put so much time and effort and love into that, so I'm just so thankful that you guys like it as much as I do. I've watched the video countless times since it has gone live on my TV, on my iPad, on my phone, and everything, just because I'm just very proud of it, and I'm very thankful for all of you being here. But truth is, I knew it was gonna do well, but I still elected not to have a sponsor in the video because I just felt like I wanted it to be a bit more pure in a way. It was a baby that we'd been birthing for over 9 months, and I just wanted it to be a standalone piece of art, no sponsorships, just content. I hate the word content, but it was just some content. But A lot of people in the comments did wish that I'd released more of the pub debrief at the end, so before I drop that on you, let you see the rest of that, let me take a quick second to thank today's video sponsor. Recently, my girlfriend has been getting quite a few spam calls, and when she was complaining about this to me the other day, I told her, and I quote, "Heather, what are you doing? Are you not using today's video sponsor, Incogni?" And she was like, "No." And I'm like, "Why not?" The longer you exist on the internet, the longer these websites and shady companies have to collect your email address and such, and in the case of my partner, her phone number, where they'll then send text and try and scam her out of things. I don't really experience as many of those these days because I signed up to Incogni a really long time ago now, and they're constantly working in the background in my favor. In fact, if you look at this graph here, that's right, every time I show it to you, it gets bigger because they're constantly having to get my data removed from so many different websites. It's very frustrating. You can actually, do this yourself if you want. I will always say that, but there's just so many of these. It takes so long to send an email to every single one of these brokers like, "Oi, get rid of my data." And Incogni, hey, they do it all for you, so it's actually quite convenient. And hey, Incogni is a great service. If you don't like it, they do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it, see if you have any different experience, and then, hey, no harm, no foul. So if you want to take back control of your private data and stop all the spam calls and emails, or at least put a significant dent in these stupid data brokers and their schemes, sign up today at incogni.com/Evan Edinger and you can get 10% off. Click that link below. So thank you very much to Incogni for sponsoring. Now, let me wrap this up. The Race Across London video was one of the most fun videos I've ever had the joy of making, and I'm just so incredibly thankful to the team that helped make that a reality, to Cambria, not just producing the video, but also chasing after Tom on foot and getting some just really lovely shots. Luke also helping me out get amazing shots and giving me a nice cool cut on my shoulder. Kim for just putting so much time and effort and love into the sound design and the cut and making it so good, even if I accidentally ruined the final edit by forgetting Tom's name in the intro. I got one comment about it that said, "Tom's so good, he doesn't even need an introduction." Evan, Matt, this guy, which is fun. But without further ado, here's the rest of the debrief, and I hope to see you back on my channel next Sunday. Goodbye.
I am knackered.
Me too, and I drove.
So the last I saw was some kind of collision sound as I ran away.
Did you run into Luke on camera?
I did. That actually hurt quite a lot.
Oh, you got a graze!
Wow!
Yeah, the camera's quite sharp.
Did you hit the floor?
I did not know, I just hit the Luke.
I would like it to know that the first thing I said before we started recording was, "Evan, don't run into me, I'm following you."
I was trying to work out which one of you two would win, because I've driven in London before, and no matter what the mapping says, it takes a lot longer. And I got in my car and drove off. I had thought very cleverly and set it so then the map would come up on the screen, so I didn't have to fiddle around with that first. What I didn't do was look at the map to see which way to go down the road. And the map was still loading. I could wait for this, or I could just pick a direction. I'm thinking in my head, there are 3 ways I could go that way and 1 way I could go that way, so I went that way.
I saw you pass me.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt, my assumption was you were going to be going most of the way, like a quarter around the North Circular, and then dropping down?
So my assumption is I would be going in past Chiswick and then in on the A4, I think it is. So that's why I went that way out of the road. No, it was sending me up the A40, which is one road all the way through to King's Cross.
Yeah, you go up.
Wait, you didn't do the North Circular? You just came in?
Yep.
Oh.
North Circular must have been in trouble or something. There must have been gridlock.
But as soon as you get the North Circular end, you have to come back in again.
Yeah.
And then all of the roads into London are traffic, so why not get the one that doesn't send me 2 sides around a triangle rather than one?
Yeah, I just assumed it was going to be much faster to go that way.
But the thing is, if you were on the district, then when you went through, is it Latimer Road around the Hammersmith, that area? I could have been above you.
Yeah, I was worried. How I rationalised it, and like there's footage of me let's cut to footage of me rationalising this.
I'm just imagining the map of us all setting off and Evan going towards the finish line, me going the wrong way.
The rationalisation I had was that I was basically one train behind where I would have been. So it wasn't as bad as it felt, but it felt pretty bad. I'm in the middle of this point, no clue where you are. I am convinced that they're ahead. But also I'm in air conditioning and not really stressed.
Oh God, yes, because now I
Wait, you had air conditioning? Because
District
line.
I had literally said like, I bet Tom's in the central line. He's probably
exactly
baked
what I
right now,
said.
whereas I'm
No,
loving this.
if you take the district line, there's air conditioning. And it was actually...
It would have been better air conditioning than the one in the hire car.
Right, I was doing well.
You chose the relaxing route.
I didn't mean to.
You accidentally didn't stress. You always stress.
And I was, don't get me wrong.
I've watched jet lag.
Yes, I've
known you for 20 years.
Massively stressed.
Firstly, I want to know how much longer it took me for me to just run in the door, and then secondly, how long it took me to park somewhere.
That's the part that I don't like about driving. You go somewhere and then you're like, oh, now you must find parking.
How long did it take you to lock your bike?
It did take me quite a bit of time because it is London, so you need to make sure you're locking it correctly, and then you take all your stuff off.
In terms of like point to point, it's about the same. But in terms of faff at each end,
He had no faff. He
Yeah.
was faffless.
I was faffless.
Yes.
I don't think there's a world in which public transit would lose this, barring an actual breakdown or delays on the line.
Yeah, so I feel like in the future, I guess I'll just throw the bike away. It's just useless.
And I realised on the way here, actually, it's not a 3-horse race, it's a 2-horse race when it comes to fuel. Because I was travelling via dinosaur power, and you've both got legs and electricity. Because you're running in the tube, and you're cycling with your legs and a bit of a brum, brum, brum. The question is, we have some cycle rage. I didn't have much road rage, but I had a bit of I had parking rage.
I did curse out a pedestrian at one point.
Did you have any tube rage?
Mostly at myself.
We've been there, man. It's fun.
I'd be angry with you too.
Can't believe you took the district line. Cheers.